Let's talk about where your money goes furthest around the Salt Lake City area. Now, around Salt Lake, the cheaper house is not always the cheaper payment. And that is definitely true in the Utah real estate market right now. A lot of buyers move here and they compare homes the same way that they would compare products on a shelf. One house is listed for $600,000, another is listed for $650,000. The natural assumption is that the $600,000 home is going to be more affordable. But once you factor in the loan terms, property taxes, insurance, builder incentives, and the work the home might need after closing, that cheaper house can easily become the more expensive one to actually own. That is why where your money goes furthest is not just about finding the lowest price. Around Salt Lake City, your money can stretch in a few different ways. Sometimes it stretches because the monthly payment is lower, or it stretches because you get more house. And sometimes it stretches because the location saves you time every single week, or it stretches because you buy into an area before everyone else fully understands where it's headed. So in this video, I want to break this down in a way that's actually useful. We'll look at real payment examples and the 4 types of value buyers should understand, and these specific areas around Salt Lake City where your money tends to stretch further depending on the kind of life that you're trying to build here. Let's start with the payment because this is where buyers are usually the most surprised. So let's use a quick example. Say you're looking at a $650,000 new construction home. The builder is offering an incentive through their preferred lender, and that incentive brings the interest rate down to a 4.99%. Now compare that to a $600,000 resale home at a typical market rate of say 6.25%. Now to keep this simple, let's assume a 20% down payment on both homes. Obviously, if you put less down, the numbers change and you might have mortgage insurance as well. But this gives you an easy side-to-side comparison. So on the $650,000 new construction home, 20% down means a loan amount of $520,000. At a 4.99% rate, the principal and interest payment is about $2,788 per month. Now for property taxes in Utah, a rough rule of thumb I use is about 0.0055 times the purchase price. So on a $650,000 home, that puts taxes around $3,575 per year, or about $298 per month. For a typical single-family home in the median price range, many buyers will see insurance somewhere around $75 to $150 per month. So in this example, let's use $125. That puts your estimated principal, interest, taxes, and insurance at roughly $3,211 per month. Now look at the $600,000 resale home. With a 20% down payment, the loan amount would be $480,000, and at a 6.25% rate, the principal and interest is about $2,955 per month. Using roughly the same tax estimate, property taxes come in around $3,300 per year, or about $275 per month. And if we use the same $125 a month for insurance, the estimated total payment is about $3,355 per month. So in this example, the new construction home costs $50,000 more, but the estimated monthly payment is about $140 lower per month. That is the point most buyers miss when they only sort homes by purchase price. This is one reason new construction can be really interesting in Utah right now, because builders may offer permanent rate buydowns, temporary buydowns, closing cost credits, design center credits, or preferred lender incentives because they have homes to sell. Now that does not mean every builder deal is automatically good. Some resale homes are the smarter buy, but if you only compare the sticker price, you can miss the better monthly payment. And this is exactly where my team and I help buyers every week. So if you're moving to Utah and you're trying to figure out what your budget actually gets you, reach out early. We can help you compare the monthly payment, builder incentives, resale options, and the trade-offs that don't always show up in the listing photos. My contact info is in the description below. Now let's talk about the 4 types of value. The first is the payment value, which is what we just covered. This is where the more expensive home on paper can oftentimes have the better monthly payment because the financing terms are stronger. The second is space value. This is where your budget buys more bedrooms or more square footage, maybe a bigger lot, or a layout that simply works for your daily life. Now the third type is what I call lifestyle value. This is where the location can make more sense. The home itself might cost more, but if it saves you hours of driving and it puts you closer to the places you actually use, then the value may be better than what it looks like on a spreadsheet. And the fourth is upside value. This is when you buy into an area that's still maturing, and over time, the amenities continue to fill in around you. Now, those are 4 very different definitions of value. So before you decide where your money goes furthest, you need to know which one of those you're actually trying to solve for. Now, let's start with the newer suburbs because this is where affordability often stretches the most on the house itself. So in the southwest corner of Salt Lake County and in parts of northern Utah County, buyers can often get a newer home, a more usable layout, and more space than they would get on an older established neighborhood closer to Salt Lake City. And that is where areas like Harriman, Lehi, and Saratoga Springs keep getting attention from relocation buyers. Not all these places are necessarily cheap anymore, but compared to east side neighborhoods, the home itself often feels much easier to live in. You have less renovation and a layout that fits how people live today. And in some cases, you have builder incentives that change the monthly payment in a very meaningful way. So the question is not whether newer suburbs are better, the question is whether the newer home solves the right problem for you. Now let's talk about the older and more central areas in the valley, because money can go further there in a completely different way. You might not get the biggest home, and you might not get the newest finishes, but you might get a location that makes your life much easier. A good example of this is a suburb like Murray. It's not usually the suburb people have heard of before moving here, but once you understand the map of the Salt Lake Valley, Murray starts to make a lot more sense. It sits right in the middle of the valley, which gives you very practical access in all directions, north, south, east, and west, without feeling like you're stuck on the edge of the Salt Lake Metro. The homes are not all perfect. Some are older, some areas feel like they're more commercial, and the quality can vary a bit depending on the pocket. But for buyers who want central access without chasing the trendiest neighborhoods, Murray can be one of the more practical value plays in the valley. Another great example is Bountiful. Most people moving here start their search south of Salt Lake because that's where they hear about the major growth areas. But if your life is tied to downtown Salt Lake City, Bountiful can be a very smart option. It is established, it's close to downtown, and often more approachable compared to east side Salt Lake neighborhoods. It gives you a quieter suburban feel without pushing you deep into the southwest corner of the Salt Lake Valley. And for the right buyer, the value is not about getting the biggest house, it's about the location that actually works for you. Another suburb to mention is an area like West Jordan, because this is where sort of local knowledge comes into play. West Jordan is not really a city that you would judge from a distance, meaning certain pockets can offer a lot of real value, especially for buyers who want to stay inside Salt Lake County without paying really expensive pricing. You may get more home for the money and more established neighborhoods in some areas and family function without having to drive really far out in places like Eagle Mountain. But this is also not a place where you can be lazy about your home search, because one pocket of West Jordan can make a lot of sense while another one nearby might not fit what you're actually looking for. And if we're talking about maximum house for the money, the conversation usually moves further west, especially in the northern part of Utah County. Here's my general advice in this category. In general, the further west you move from Lehi, the more your money tends to buy. So for people who work from home or families who want more space or buyers who are sort of tied to the Lehi area but might be priced out of Lehi itself, this can work really well. A more expensive home closer to work can be a better financial and lifestyle decision if the alternative adds hours of driving every week. And that kind of value can be difficult to calculate. So if your question is, where does your money go furthest around Salt Lake City? It really comes down to what problem that you're trying to solve. For a payment value, new construction with a strong builder incentive might be worth taking a look at. For central access without chasing hype, you might look at places like Murray or Midvale. And for downtown or north side commuters, Bountiful is an area that shouldn't be ignored. For newer homes inside Salt Lake County, there are certain pockets in Harriman, Riverton, South Jordan, and West Jordan that can also make a lot of sense. And for maximum house and space, you would want to look at places like Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain because they're very hard to beat. But for someone working in, say, Lehi, paying more to stay closer could be the smarter move. The mistake is oftentimes thinking that one area wins for everyone, but the same suburb can be a great value for one buyer and a terrible value for another. So before you decide where your money goes furthest, get clear on what you're actually trying to accomplish. Are you trying to lower your monthly payment, or get more house for the money, or avoid a remodel? Each answer is going to point you in a different part of the Salt Lake area. And this is why the best value is not always the lowest price. It's where the payment, the home, the location, and all the trade-offs actually line up based on your wants and needs. So if you're moving to Utah and you're trying to figure out where your budget makes the most sense, this is exactly what my team and I help people work through every week. Not just what you can technically afford, but where that money buys the best version of your life here in Utah. So if you want help comparing payments or different suburbs or builder incentives, reach out to us. Our contact info is below. We'll see you in the next video.